should be going, should be away, should be flying. Somebody had the bright idea to update their OBS minutes before doing this, which is very dumb, very stupid. But I think we sorted it now. Now I can actually go get the questions open, which I was trying to do while working everything out. Wasn't a smart thing to do. Is that them? Is the questions? I believe so. There we go. There we go. We've got loads. That makes me happy. Hello, everyone. Let me just check with go. There we go. Whoa, I'm close. Hello. Where? Wait, where's the other one gone? That's there. Oh, there we go. All right, I think that's everything. Okay, hello. Welcome to Q&A. Sorry, I decided to update my OBS before... before I thought it'd help, but it didn't help. It just confused me, and now I'm clicking around and doing loads of stuff to try and make sure it works. But I think it's working now, which is fine. Hello, everyone. Lovely weekends. If you're a wrestling fan, hope you enjoyed SummerSlam. We'll obviously do podcasts on that this week. But if you'd like something before, then obviously Ups and Downs are up on What Culture, and maybe the other video I've done as well. Let's go have a look. I did another one because I thought I wanted to tie into the love of the love is the wrong word, but the excitement around SummerSlam. So I said, hey, we should do another video today. I don't think it's up. It's not up yet. But yes, Ups and Downs are up. So please go and watch that should you fancy it. Otherwise, Miller's Musings also went up. So please enjoy that too. Also, I'm going to do a dumb video later. I'm just in the mood. I can't do much because of my arm. I get a little bit bored every now and then. So I thought I'm just going to do a dumb video about Shemnu 1 and 2. So you can look out for that as well. If you're a new YouTube person, that may surprise you. But, you know, we're going to do it. We're going to bring back the silliness. Okay, that is all. Let me get some questions up, and we can go. There we go. Everything's sorted now. Things were loading. That was crazy. I'd never try and update your stuff. That's stupid. It's just stupid. Ben Ward, what's the weirdest? Oh my man, Ben, how you doing? What's the weirdest YouTube hole you've ever fallen down? I found myself subscribing to a wood turning channel the other day for seemingly no wood turning. All right, I'm doing it. Wood turning. Oh, that is a thing. Oh, it is literally... Well, they do good views. Maybe I should start doing wood turning. I can kind of understand that. You get an end product. Oh, what's the weirdest one I've fallen down? I don't really fall down ones that are unexpected. I more fall down ones which you would expect. Like, I'll start watching wrestling... best pops or best returns, and I'll do that for hours, and I'm like, what a waste, what a waste of my life. So mine are more that way. Any weird ones that I've ever done? Once I started listening to those strange, sometimes you get those videos where it's like, hello, I'm going to talk to you about life, and they're all done in narrator voice, and it wasn't really the content of what was being said. It was more just the fact that why are they all done like a narrator voice? Like I don't get it. So that one I remember I watched loads and I was like, man, I don't know why I've done that. So yeah, I've done that before. But I mostly get biggest pops I do, and I'll click biggest pops, and all the same because it's just a list. Are we actually going? I've just realised. I've got some weird things on my thing. Let me just go into the Patreon and make sure this is actually I can go through Facebook and do it that way. Because I've got some weird things flashing up that make it sound like it's not going. No, I think it's going. Ignore me. Something's wrong with my YouTube today. I updated everything like an idiot. It's all good. Maybe if I refresh that will help. But no, not really. Not massive. But YouTube is addictive. I mean, we've all fallen that downhill. Cruton, hey Simon, I've got a few questions about social media backlash around the full spectrum of the entertainment industry. I know you genuinely don't like talking about questions of this sort, so please, no, I don't. Have I ever given that impression? I hope not. Not at all. You can ask me whatever you want. If I don't want to answer it, I'll tell you. But I think, sometimes I stay away from it because I don't believe in igniting the flames. Like, there are some things that maybe I do have an opinion on, but I'm like, there's no point saying anything because I'm just going to get yelled at, and that's not what I want. If I feel like it's pointless, I won't do it. What are your thoughts about Jack Whitehall being told to withdraw from his film role with Disney to play their first openly gay character due to the fact he himself is a heterosexual man? I don't. When it comes to stuff like that, because I know there was a big thing about. I think there's been a big backlash with Scarlett Johansson in that film she did, saying it should have gone to an Asian actor, and then The Rock had it too, because he didn't have a limb in one of his films. Obviously, homosexuality is another big one. I think my thing with it is, do I get to comment? I'm not gay, so it seems almost unfair, not for me to have an opinion on it, because I'd have an opinion on it, but. If, for example, this is not what I think, but if I sit here right now and I said to you, oh no, I think that's wrong, that doesn't seem fair because as much as I can As much as I can, so not sympathise is too much of a negative word, but as much as I can understand how awful it is to be persecuted and have, be prejudiced against somebody else, because I've had that too with my religion and stuff. I've never had it for being gay because I'm not gay, so I don't really know the full spectrum. Like, it's like racism. I can obviously go, racism's terrible and you shouldn't be racist, but I can't completely understand how it feels for someone to be racially abused because I've never had it. Did have it one time in Japan. Someone called me white boy and laughed at me, but I kind of liked it. I had to put my fan on. You have to forgive me, but I'm dying. And yeah, so sometimes I'm like, I don't have all the information to make a point because I never can. Now, if it was about Jews in films, I'd be like, right, I get in that because I'm Jewish. So, let's say it was Jews in films, right? I wouldn't mind if a non-Jewish person, it's different though, because there are loads of Jews in films. The whole point is there's not enough gay people in films. I think if someone said to me, Disney is going to do a movie and it's going to be their first ever gay character, do you think a gay character should play it? My answer would be yes. I think probably that would be a good case. However, at the same time, if Jack Whitehall gets cast in that role, I don't think he should be shot, killed, or made bad because he's just taking a role. He's being an actor, right? And sometimes actors get different things. But no, I do think that really, given the lay of the land in the world at the moment and about variety and diversity, that yes, I would say that a gay person probably should get that role. But I also don't like yelling at Jack Whitehall for getting that role because he's just doing his job. I don't think he did it to upset anybody. So it's a very diplomatic, on-the-fence answer, but that is how I feel about it. I don't like any kind of negativity. But yeah, from a diversity, variety, and all that. But yes, I think probably a gay person should play that role. I just think it makes more sense, and I think it'd be good. And then you open more doors, and people are more accepting, and that's really important in 2018. So that would be my answer to that. I didn't really answer it. Maybe I did. Now, I know you're a Batman fan, but I don't know how much you're into the extended Bat family. What do you think about the raucous on social media of groups telling Ruby Reyes to step down in her role as playing Batwoman due to the fact that she's not of Jewish faith? I haven't heard about that one. Well, I just answered that question. That stuff doesn't bother me. I don't think. I'd rather religion didn't come into it at all. Even if you're playing a religious character, I think saying, well, you have to be Jewish to play a Jewish person, I don't know, that just raises my eyebrows. That doesn't bother me at all. I didn't know that was happening. I'd never tell her to step down just because she's not Jewish. I don't think you should persecute against people, and it's different. There is a difference between, because there should be more homosexual actors in movies, and there should be more Jewish actors in movies. There should be more of everyone in each movie. But I don't know, just no, I don't have a problem with that at all. And I am Jewish. No. All I've got is no. I'll look up to it and I'll get more. My answer is no. Last one. How do you perceive the majority of American games press lambasting Fortnite streamer Ninja as a misogynist and part of the problem for his stance on not wanting to stream with women due to the highly toxic nature of Twitch chat? Is this really issued to tackle as an individual, or is this something that the parent company Amazon should be the vanguard on? Thanks for your time. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Thank you, Crouton. I did see all the Ninja stuff. It's all about context, right? I don't know. I read it, from afar. I don't have all the facts. But to me, what I thought he was saying is that he doesn't want the internet to start making up rumors about him having an affair or whatever and upset his partner, so he'd just rather not do it. And if that's what he said, I can completely understand that. He's just protecting himself and his partner. If he said, I don't want to stream with girl gamers full stop, then that's just the most immature and pathetic thing I've ever heard. I think it's all about context, and the problem with the internet is it's so easy. Let's say the first one is correct, and he didn't want to do it because, like you say, the toxic nature of Twitch chat, and he doesn't want to get into all of that. It seems awfully unfair if we then take those words and spin them, because that's not what he meant, but that's what the internet and social media does. But I think if he's just trying to protect himself, and he's clear, I don't know Ninja, I've never watched one of his streams, so I can't comment on him, but if it's clear that he's not a misogynist in any sense, and people are labelling him as that, knowing what he said had nothing to do with that, then I think that's really unfair. But I think this kind of answers itself, right? I think with those kind of stuff, sometimes you've got to keep quiet. I mean, you can't do that as terrorism, right? You can't do that all the time, but sometimes I think it's best just to keep quiet. But I think the parent company Amazon should be. I don't go on Twitch much, but if if it is such a toxic nature that it's that bad, then yeah, I would say no. It should be up to Amazon to sort it out, because really we want to get the internet to a place where it's all fine and dandy. I hope I answered them all right. You can ask me more questions like that. If any of them I don't, I'm only giving you my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right and I'm wrong, or I could be wrong. Sorry. And if I am wrong, please come and tell me why you think I'm wrong, and I'd love to have a chat about it. I mean, I like to think of myself as a very open, understanding, and accepting individual. And I mean this in a good way, to the point that if whatever people do, I mean this in a positive way, I don't care. I think everybody should be able to do whatever they want to do, and if it makes them happy, good. Doesn't matter the color of their skin, doesn't matter their sexuality, doesn't matter their pastimes. None of it matters to me in a good way, in the sense of I'm more concerned with your happiness and whether or not you're a good individual. That's all I care about. Don't care what you do behind closed doors. Makes no difference to me whatsoever. Jim Calcutt. Hi, Simon. I hope you're on the mend. Slowly but surely. We'll know more in a couple of weeks, but thank you, Jim. I've just been watching some of the Jericho collection on the network and wanted to ask, do you think he had the greatest WWE debut? Top 5, Kane is my favorite ever WWE debut. I'll hold off from answering that all the way because I got a video going up on What Culture about Kane's career, and I'd do it far more justice then. But it was my age. I was 14, younger than that, 12. I was young. And yeah, I loved it. He blew my brain. Cause I was at the right age to believe Kane may be real. So yeah, Kane. But I love Jericho's as well. I mean, Jericho's and Kane's are ones that I routinely go back to and just watch because I think they're so good. So yeah, I love it. Also, I've been trying to get my fiance, what's wrong with me today, into wrestling for the last year. We watched Total Divas and Bellas together. Nice. However, I'm struggling to get her into actual wrestling. What matches do you recommend I show her? I always go with the Will Ospreay Ricochet match that blew up the internet that time and got Vader all mad and everyone had a big row about. Because it's not too long and it's really accessible, and then you can kind of use that to go into everything else. And then if you wanted to get into the more showcasey stuff with WWE, I always use CM Punk and John Cena as an example because I think the story makes loads of sense and you can show breaking the fourth wall and cutting serious promos. I just think it's something that's easy to understand, and it's not because you could go back and show the Mega Powers imploding, right? But I think that's too old, and you don't get the modern day feel for wrestling. So flippy stuff always first because I think that's easy to enjoy, and then after that I go to more story based stuff and I see what happens. But it's hard. You've done well with Total Divas and Bellas. Find some matches with them in maybe. And it's that one from so and so. But yeah, I would go Will Ospreay, Ricochet. It's probably not their first match, but I call it number 1 in New Japan. And then pick your favorite WWE storyline that you enjoy explaining, and usually that passion and that positivity then rubs off on them, and they'll buy into it. Daniel Bryan, The Miz is probably a good one because I think you can show that Talking Smack promo because it was real. I think that she'll get into it. Let me know. I like this. This can be an ongoing saga. Mariam Mohammed, these questions are all over the place. I apologise. They always are, Mariam. That's why I like them. That's why they're brilliant. I was watching a bunch of old Miller Report videos, Video Gamer days, and noticed that the voice had changed a bit. Was that deliberate? It's funny you say that. I watched some Miller Report videos a while ago now, maybe 6 months to a year. I was talking to Tom Orry, and we were just being nostalgic idiots. And the voice is awful. But I guess it's like, I'm not saying I'm a character actor, but I guess it's like all characters that you come up with, they progress and they evolve. I didn't know. Now I will do it differently. I'm actually doing a Miller video today, mostly for me because I want to do it and I got no plans this evening. My shoulder hurts. So I thought, screw it, Shemnu's out. Shenmue. And yeah, the voice is really nasally, and I guess eventually I just found it as an annoying actor would say. But you're right. It's weird, isn't it? Hilarious. It wasn't deliberate, no. Unless I actually, at the time I didn't realise it. A friend of mine, Darren, used to say, it's really annoying, that voice. And I used to get all annoyed about it. But he's right. I was wrong. Yeah, it was weird. Good notice. What's the angriest you've ever been? Well, when I've been screwed over in relationships. Just because I don't like being, I don't like, say I get mad at something silly like a customer service doesn't go my way. Something easy like that. It doesn't really matter. I may be frustrated. I'm not angry. When I put my faith in people and I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and when that's abused, I get upset, but I get angry as well. I never really get super angry, but it's more just like, I can't believe I let that happen. So yeah, I think that's a deep answer, isn't it? Do you trust anyone with your life? Yes, my friend Luke. I've known him for 30 years, maybe 31. Yeah, I would trust him with anything, literally anything, including my life. So yes, him. Should children be sheltered from unhappiness? Yes and no. Because I think you want to keep the innocence of a child alive as long as possible, because as they say, youth is wasted on the young. But at the same time, you don't want to shelter them from unhappiness, because it's important they experience that. Because sometimes from unhappiness, you can find happiness. But also, I think it gives you balance, right? It gives you ups and downs. And that is really how we learn about life. So yes, I think from a super young age, you should. I mean, I'm not a father. I don't really want children, in case you're interested. And we talk about everything on these Q&As. But I do think... Yeah, I think to a certain degree, but you can't do everything because that's unfair. Because then it's like, what's that Metallica song? Die As Eve. Here we go. Of course I'm doing this. But the song Die As Eve, right, is all about James Hetfield who feels too sheltered by his parents. And he found out what the world was like. It was too much for him. And in my head, could be wrong again, but in my head, being a good parent means to teach your kids about that stuff and make sure they know how to deal with it and make sure that they can comprehend it in their own brain. So there's a balance there. That's why being a parent is really hard. Do you have a full understanding of who you are, or are you still learning about yourself? That's a very good question. I have a better understanding of who I am than I ever have been now. I had an epiphany in my 30s, and ever since then it's been a nice little journey. But no, I am still learning about myself, and with the most cliched answer ever, I think if you ever stop learning, then you've stopped entirely, and I never want to stop. I want to keep learning, I want to keep challenging myself, I want to keep failing so that I can succeed out of that failure and do all of that stuff. But I am certainly more confident than I ever have been. It doesn't mean I don't get knocked. Of course I do. But I know who I am. And like, for example, I don't drink, right? In my 20s, I struggled with that so much. Got so much hassle for it. I get less hassle for it now because I'm older. I still get some hassle. These days, I just couldn't care. You don't drink? I go, nope. Back in the day, I'd come up with some excuse or do, whatever. So I don't do that anymore. And I think that's all part of it, right? I'm confident in myself. I know who I am and what I want and what I don't want. If someone doesn't like that, that's not on me. Like, I drive a really shit car. I don't care. I don't like cars. So I bought a cheap car that saves me money. Someone doesn't like it, I don't care. But again, in my 20s, realised, people think I'm stupid. I am stupid. So I don't mind if anyone knows. If you knew that it was safe and that no one got hurt, would you eat human meat? No, I couldn't do it. It's the thought. Morality, I don't know. I'd have to sit down and think about it, but it's the thought of it. Like, I can't eat a chicken heart. I went to one of those Brazilian barbecues. Like, I've done that once, loads of times. Can't do the chicken heart. It probably tastes nice, but my brain wins over my taste. I imagine that would be the same there. What's your favourite knock-knock joke? I go for more the one-liners, like Two Fish in the Tank. One says to the, can you drive this? I don't know any knock-knock jokes. Knock-knock, who's there? I know none. I know zero knock-knock jokes. I'll look some up. Have you ever read fan fiction? No. I was told about fan fiction once that I was in, and I read a couple of lines. I went, I'm done with fan fiction forever. Absolutely, absolutely crazy. So no, but if you've got any you want me to read, do it. I'll read it and I'll cry. I'll read it live on Patreon thing. I'll do it too. I like those questions, Mariam. You're good. Everyone's great questions, but you are consistently good. So you get a double shout out. James Hunt, I'm a man. I'm still recovering emotionally from watching Christopher Robin, start again, I didn't read that. I ignored punctuation. I'm still recovering emotionally from watching Christopher Robin. Stop. Who knew that silly old bear could make a 30-year-old man blub like a little girl so much? Is there any film that has a similar impact on you? Yes, it's called Forrest Gump. Cannot hand it when Jenny dies and he's at the gravestone. Can't watch it to the point. I will watch Forrest Gump up to that point and then I'll just turn it off. It's too much. It's too much and it gets me every time. It really is so sad. Tom Hanks is a legend. But there's nothing wrong with that. I've talked about this on Miller Musings bollocks, but we all have emotions. But I get it. I know what you mean. I think you're saying it more in a melancholic way, which is nice. But yeah, Forrest Gump gets me. The Green Mile gets me a little bit because it's so cheesy and it's deliberately aimed to make your heartstrings go. Yeah, it gets me too. It's brilliant. I love those movies. Dead Riot. What is your opinion on deathmatch wrestling? And if CCW contacted you and said, son, we want you in next year's Tournament of Death, would you do it? I couldn't, man. There's no point pretending otherwise. If I said I could come up with my own sort of ideas and we could find a way to balance it, maybe. I got no problem with deathmatch wrestling because how can I sit here and go, just because I don't like it and it's not for me doesn't mean other people do. CZW is really successful. I just don't think I'd be any good at it because I'm too much of a baby. I don't even want to get thrown into thumbtacks. So how I do what they do, I don't know. But I got no problem with it. I don't believe in shutting things down just because somebody's opinion of it is that they don't like it. I think that this is where badness lies. So no, I got no problem with CCW whatsoever. I probably couldn't do it. I'm a baby. Zachary Smith. If you go back and redo someone's wrestling career, a Dolph Ziggler or a Mr. Perfect back in the day, either because they weren't given opportunity or the careers were cut short, who would it be? Mine would be Bret Hart. I understand how important the Montreal Screwjob was to wrestling. I'd like to think that was going to happen anyway. Could be wrong. We don't know. We don't have a time machine. Don't have a DeLorean. But I always wanted Bret Hart to be in the WWE during the Attitude Era. Because I love Bret Hart, and he just was ruined in WCW, completely marginalised, and this stuff with Owen Hart was the end, really, which I completely understand. And I always thought it was a huge shame. I thought Bret had more to give. And as he's one of my favourites of all time, it would be Bret Hart. Even though he had an amazing career already, but that's who I would choose. Dolph Ziggler's a good one, Mr. Perfect's a good one, Ted DiBiase's a good one. Give him the title, he deserved it. Macho Man would be another one. You know, let him sort of rise a bit higher. Hulk Hogan kept him down. Yeah. I think they're on the top of my head. Yeah. Josh Tilbury, hi Simon, hope you're well. I'm very well, Josh, hope you are too. Not watch Ups and Downs yet as I'm at work, but what's your opinion on the Strowman versus Owens match? I was pretty sure Strowman would win, but as Owens is my favourite guy right now, I was a bit gutted for him. I agree with you, right? I wrote Ups and Downs, and originally I gave it a down, but then as I was doing the video, I thought I can't give this a down, because my whole shtick on ups and downs and why videos are we have to start picking people and pushing them strongly. And if it means somebody else has to be, what's the word? I've said margin. No, not marginalised. But someone has to get screwed over in the process, then we've got to do it. And I always say no matter who that is. I say even just because I like them, that's not what matters. So I thought you've got to give it up. If they want to get behind Strowman, do it. And they did. And by the end of SummerSlam, he felt even more dominant and stronger than he had beforehand. It sucks that Owens has got to be the fall guy, but I can't be a hypocrite. As much as I didn't like it, I also realized, well, this is what I want. If Owens beat Strowman in 2 minutes, I'd love it. So I think it worked for what they're trying to achieve, and now Strowman feels like a strong competitor to Reigns. But it does suck for Owens. I do agree. What do you think will happen to Adam Cole now he lost the title? NXT title seems to be on Ciampa and a rematch with Gargano or Black. And as Cole is a heel, he'd have to turn face to fight Ciampa. Maybe he's coming up. There's been rumours that EC3, Ciampa and somebody else may be being called up. I think Adam Cole's ready. NXT wouldn't miss him. They wouldn't miss EC3 either. If not, maybe you do that feud. Maybe do EC3 versus... EC3's kind of a face and a heel. I don't know. I don't know what you do with Adam Cole. Maybe put him back in the Undisputed Era for a while. He could feud with Ricochet. He could continue his feud with Ricochet. You could do something with Black when he comes back. Kind of done that kind of. I don't know. That's a good question. I'd call him up. As long as they got a story and a plan for him, but they never do. I think Adam Cole's going to be right regardless. So good. But that's what I do. NXT was great also. Also, I love the new track by MJ and the Juggernaut. Thank you, Josh. It's my favourite one we've ever done so far. So, yeah. I appreciate that. Oh, Mariam's in the comments. Hello, Mariam. I would love for you to read the best lines from a fanfic called My Immortal. It's borderline legendary with how ridiculously weird and dumb it is. Done. I'll do it for you, Mariam, and I will talk about it in a week's time. Immortal fanfic. My first proper one. I swear, Mariam. This is weird. If you freak me out, I'm joking. I'm joking. My man, Andrew. In my current theme of TV show questionnaires this week, That Metal Show. If you could be in any band, what would you... If you could be in any band, what would you play? I have a guitarist in Metallica. There's no question. And the singer. And everything. It's the easiest question ever. What's the one song you wish you wrote? Master of Puppets. I like these questions, Andrew. It's like you know me. What is your favourite new band? I need my phone. It's right here. I have to go through. I've only just discovered Architects recently. They'd be in there. I love Architects. So you said band. August Burns Red would be in that category. I've listened to loads of those recently. Otherwise, I need new bands, you know. Send me bands. There was a band I liked, and I haven't got their new album yet. I just thought, oh, sugar, I haven't done it. But these are all old bands on here now. I'll say those two. I'm listening to more hip-hop these days because of Rock Reacts. Got loads of new hip-hop things. So, yeah, good questions. I like those. Danny McGregor, hi, Simon. I hope that your shoulder is slowly, surely, but getting better. Thank you. I have a fairly random question with a bit of an explanation to it. I have come to notice that my toilet, one of those funky Japanese all-singing, all-dancing beasts, self-cleans at around 3 a.m. every day. As the toilet is in close proximity to my bedroom, I like this question, Danny, the sounds it makes can be heard quite clearly. That was a terrible, sorry about that. Some of those sounds are strange and therefore leave me feeling rather uneasy. Are there any otherwise mundane appliances in your house which give you the creeps or even the fear? Not appliances, but I will tell you this. I don't really like rubbing. If my foot doesn't have a sock on it, I don't really like rubbing my foot along a carpet. Explain that. It makes me go, like nails on chalkboard to me. Otherwise, no, there's no appliances I don't like. I'm looking at my kitchen. Oven's fine, kettle's fine, microwave's fine. No, nothing like that. But if I had a self-cleaning toilet, it may freak me out, yeah. But no, I don't. My weirdest thing that I've got like that is I do not like rubbing my naked foot across a carpet, like a really fluffy one. Explain that. It's nuts. I'm weird. What can you do? Not a lot. Nick Am. Simon, recently on the What Culture Gaming channel, they did a video on the most emotional video game moment. As an aside, it was crazy to see Jules in that kind of form. Haven't seen that. I'll go have a look. In his videos, you don't see that kind of personality much. I was wondering, what is your most emotional moment in gaming? Start of Last of Us got me. Talk about emotions, that has to be sadness. So the twist in KOTOR got me. That blew me up. I'm shocked. I couldn't believe it. I did get a bit sad at Gears of War 2, but I'm that guy. You're allowed to call me that guy. Shadow of the Colossus got me with a horse. Ico just got me overall from making me feel emotional. That's probably about it. I'd have to see a list. I could probably do that, can't I? If I just type in most emotional moments in games. I think it's going to be like Aerith dies in Final Fantasy VII. I'm joking. I know a lot of people like that. I just don't care. I'm a bad person. The end of Red Dead. Absolutely. End of Red Dead. Crazy. End of Walking Dead. This is a good list. Yes, all of this kind of stuff. Journey didn't get me at all. Didn't care. Final Fantasy VII. Don't care. Yeah, there you go. That's my list. That's good. Thanks, Internet. Appreciate that. Another question regarding the What Culture Defiant staff. Of all the on-screen personalities, who is genuinely your favourite? You know what I'm going to say, Nick. All of them. I can't pick that. I would never do that. That's just a barrel of pain for me. All of them. I love them all. They're all brilliant. They're my friends. And lastly, of all your personas on your own channel, which is your favourite? If you want to say your genuine self, that's acceptable too. These days it is. But I am going to try and do more of the characters more. Gerald Winesworth would be last. I think probably Milbob would be top because he's the only one. He pisses so many people off, but really he's like a nice dude. I hate talking about him as he's a third person, but yeah, probably Milbob. Miller will always have a special place in my heart, and Bryan Cranston just cracks me up because he's a terrible character. It's just bad. Your musings video, by the way, some of the best content on YouTube. Appreciate you, sir. That's very nice, Nick. In case you're interested, one has just gone up. Let me just check that everything is fine with that. Now it's like, oh, I said that. It should be up. It's all about the that you are enough. I think it's the most prudent one I've done. Yes, it's there. Good. Yeah. So I appreciate that, man. That always means a lot because that's very personal content, as I'm sure you know. Matthias Sandberg, what's your favourite Marvel movie? And do you think DC will ever get it right with their movies? The only thing I like about DC movies is Ben Affleck as Batman. The problem with DC is they can't balance it right, can they? Justice League was all over the place. I saw the Aquaman trailer. It just looks too serious and boring. Man of Steel was too long. Batman vs Superman was a mess. My favourite Marvel movie, though, probably Thor Ragnarok, which is a weird thing, but it's so funny. That, was it Blue Korg? Oh my gosh, I've never laughed so much in my life. So that would be up there, and I really like Infinity War as well. I thought Infinity War was great. I thought the ending was, overly sold by the people that saw it, but still wonderful. But I like most Marvel movies. I don't really like Spider-Man. He's not really my character, but even that was fun. But yeah, I think those. DC just needs to stop copying what Marvel's doing and find its own voice and cast better. I know you like Ben Affleck. I don't particularly. Yeah, Aquaman. I will go see Aquaman. I would be wrong. Wonder Woman's good. Their first Wonder Woman film in World War One is set, isn't it? Yeah, is awesome. Really good movie. So they can do it. I don't know why they can't. What will be your next play after Let's Play God of War? Well, I got to finish God of War, right? I'm going to play. So God of War's going to be done this week. I'm just going to get it all finally recorded and then put it up. I've been awful with that, and I do apologise. I need to do better. Then I'm going to get all of finish Colossus. Then I'm going to finish L.A. Noire, which I always say I'll do it. I'll get to it. And then we're going to do Dark Souls Remaster because everyone's going to laugh. And that's got, what'd you call it? Legs. So we can do that whatever. So I'll do that. I'll do that. Before we go, Mariam's got more things in the comments. Have you watched the show called Agretsuko? It's made by the same people who make Hello Kitty. It is about a red panda who copes with the stress of life via death metal. It's brilliant. There I was about to go, what? That sounds great. I'll watch it and I'll report back next week. There you go, Mariam. You give me all these things to do while my shoulder hurts. I appreciate that. That's nice. And Jolly Carlson just saying, guys, you guys. And I don't know what that means, but I appreciate it. Right, that's all the questions. As always, I just want to thank everybody for your support. It means more to me than ever right now because I am having to turn down work because of my shoulder. I mean, I love you all anyway, but at the moment it's keeping me on the straight and narrow and it's keeping me pretty much sane. And like I've said before, not all my videos do great views. Don't care about that because I know that I'm making it for people on here and that gives me the motivation to keep doing it. So thank you very much for supporting me. Loads of SummerSlam stuff on What Culture, stupid Shenmue video. I'm going to shoot it now, so it'll probably be up quite late tonight. I don't care. I just want to get it up today. It's really dumb, but I just want to make myself laugh and I hope you guys will enjoy it as well. Podcast throughout the week. I'm going to try and do a Truth Behind, which we haven't done in ages, but I got really slack with them, so I'm going to get back on. There's just loads of dumb stuff. Back to what we used to be doing. Big smiles and love all around. Hope you did enjoy SummerSlam if you watched it. Hope you had a good weekend if you don't like wrestling. And just hope everyone as well, if you want to ask me a question, Twitter at Simon316 or drop me a note in the Patreon. Hopefully everyone's got emails and stuff now. Everyone should have postcards from August, or from July, I should say. If you signed up in August, your postcard will get to you first week of September. That's how it works, just because unfortunately, some people do come on, get their awards, and then leave, and that sucks. I don't like to not give people the benefit of the doubt, but it's happened a lot now, so I realise you've got to treat this I've got to be a bit more strict with it, which I hate, but I will. Anyway, thank you so much, Mariam. I'm on it. Fan Fiction Immortal and Agretsuko. I'm going to watch both. I'll watch Agretsuko tonight. Maybe Immortal I'll read later in the week, but I'll let you know. Thank you very much for the questions. We'll do this next Tuesday, because next weekend is the bank holiday, and I'll be up in Manchester on Monday, because I am going to the Defiant show to cut my goodbye promo. I mean, goodbye for now. I'm coming back once my shoulder's better, but we need to wrap up the storylines. I can't drive there, so someone has to drive me up, so good, thanks for that. But yes, I'll see you next Tuesday, but I'll keep you updated in the Patreon and stuff. And yeah, thank you very much. Now I have to go stop, which I always new OBS as well. It's nice. Hopefully, it's worked better than stupid old OBS.